Good afternoon or good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Rants About Tech Live for, what is today, Saturday, February 8th. We're going to get into the weekend review here, like we always do on our Saturday show. This is something I do because I do a morning show during the week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And for people who can't join that show, this is kind of like a catch-up. Weekend review, catching everyone up. And if you couldn't join any one of those shows and you had something to say about any one of those stories, now's the time. This is the show to do it. So thank you for everyone for being here. I appreciate the people who are in the chat right now. I appreciate you all. This is going to be a laid-back show, as we always do on Saturdays for the weekend. So no news stories here, just covering the stuff that we did throughout the week. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Again, like I said, I appreciate you being here. We do a national and international holiday thing during the week. But today, I mean, we don't do that on the weekends typically, but today is like Super Bowl Eve. Super Bowl's tomorrow here in the U.S. It's a big deal, kind of a big deal. So not a tech story, but a big deal in the U.S., something that's happening, and we got that going on tomorrow. So we got that to look forward to. If you guys got any picks, if you have any picks about who you do we even care about football here? But if you got any picks, throw it in there. I'm in Philadelphia, so I mean, if I don't pick the Eagles, I mean, I won't be able to live in my home today. So I'm going for the Eagles. So, but if you got a pick, let me know in the chat if you care at all. Let's go ahead and take a look at our ways to support the channel. So let's talk about just some quick paying the bills stuff up front. Ways to support the channel: view, subscribe, like, share. Any one of those things helps. I appreciate you guys for doing any one of those things, for being here. Thank you. That's a way to support the channel. We got the website there. We got pins and we got nibs there as well as t-shirts to support the channel. That's rantsaboutTech.com. Let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick. Bang. RantsaboutTech.com. Go check it out. Just another way to support the channel if you're interested in doing so. What else we got here? We got the Discord for members. So another way to support the channel is memberships and get into the Discord. I just left the Discord like a few minutes ago. We were talking about some peak design stuff over in Discord, because I brought up peak design during the week, and one of the members of the channel and one of the members of the Discord, eInk, was like, dude, you should reach out. That would be a good video to do, because I mentioned I might do a video for peak design stuff. I mean, this is Rants About Tech, so I'm talking about all tech, but you know, we're specializing in the eInk here. But peak design is good, just good all around stuff. So I might do that. And I was like, listen, I may do that. I made a tweet a little over a year ago, no, 2 years ago now, about the wallet, and I gave them some suggestions on a watch band that they might want to make to match the wallet and match the phone case that they make. They were like, that's a great idea. So we started talking about that, blah, 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 blah. I never kind of revisited it, but I might now. See if I can get some backing from Peak Design, because I do love their stuff. I mean, I would talk about their stuff regardless of anything, because I am now. So, but yeah. Anyway, I just left the Discord talking about that. So Discord is another thing that's in the membership, another way to support the channel. So that's something you can look forward to. Super chat, super thanks. If I say anything remotely helpful, if you're like, that was helpful, that was super helpful, super chat, super thanks. I'll accept those here. Also in the videos. Is a way to do that as well. So any way you choose to support the channel, I appreciate you guys. So thank you so very much for being here. Like I always say, you could have been anywhere in the world, literally anywhere in the world, but you're here with me listening to my voice talk, and I appreciate you. So thank you. First thing we're going to get to is Monday show. Let's go ahead and look at Monday show. What did we talk about Monday, chat? I mean, did we get into anything real Monday? Let's check it out. Monday show, we talked about okay versus okay. No, we didn't. I'm sorry. We didn't talk about okay versus okay on Monday. We were supposed to talk about okay versus okay on Monday, but we didn't. I think that was, oh man, yeah. That was like Wednesday's show. We actually got around to talking about that. I think that's what the case was. Absolutely. Yep. So Wednesday we talked about okay versus okay, but let's go back to Monday's show. We're going to go back to Monday's show. So Monday we didn't talk about okay versus okay, but that was a good conversation we had on Wednesday. If you missed it, that was a good one. We talked about DeepSeek. A lot of DeepSeek news. So if you're remotely interested in some of the DeepSeek stuff, that's the thing. That's what we talked about majority of the week and last week. I'm not gonna hold you. That was last week's. That was all we talked about last week too. Was DeepSeek and AI. And AI is taking over in the tech space. Even if you're in the eInk space, you're concerned about AI because a lot of the tablets have AI, and you know you wanna know what other tools are out there. I'm coming up with some things. I'm coming up with me a tool, AI tool for everyone who uses eInk devices. eInk device agnostic, if you will. So working on that. We got agents in the work. But DeepSeek, we talked about that. I think I'm okay with it now. That's basically what I was saying on Monday's show. I think previous week I was like, I'm not sure. This week I'm like, I'm pretty sure. I'm okay with it. So, but before we go on to any more DeepSeek stuff, we got people popping in the chat right now. So I appreciate you. Let's go ahead and get to the member appreciations. That's what we should be doing right now when we got this many people in the chat. So I want to get to the chat. I appreciate you guys. Mr. Media is here. I appreciate you, aka Aaron. Get the air horns going for Aaron. Jack Betts, appreciate you. Thanks for being here. You could have been anywhere. You're here. Thank you. CJ from Japan all the way. So thank you for being here. Appreciate you. These are all members too. This is the best membership advertisement. You guys are awesome. So thank you for being here. Appreciate all you guys. And for the members and the crew that are in the chat who haven't said anything, air horns for y'all. I appreciate you just for being here, spectating. I should make this into a podcast. I probably should. I am. I'm doing it. Mr. Media says, I just used Copilot to generate some images for my notes cover app. Bam. That's why I like to keep us in the loop about AI and what's going on with the tools in AI. Brian, how did I forget Brian? Brian, what's going on, Brian? Thanks for being here. Yeah, AI is a big deal. No matter what you're doing in life right now, even if you're just note taking, AI is going to be super helpful. I've come up with a few ways already that like you're gonna like it. You're gonna like it. I got some things in the works with AI and some agents and stuff. So it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. But yeah, AI is super useful. So that's why I talk a lot about it here. But we did mention that, like I said, DeepSeek and why I'm okay with it now. So I had a problem with DeepSeek. It's a Chinese AI model, which is the biggest problem I have with it because of the security, the security problems. Like I'm over it. But but beyond that, and how they did it, and how they trained the model, I wasn't keen on how they trained the model. So, but once I got by that, and I started thinking, okay, well, I heard a report about how it's affecting the market, how the pricing of the DeepSeek model is affecting the rest of the AI landscape, having investors rethink the amount of money that's needed to train these models, how they go about training the models. I didn't agree with how they did it, but the technique that they used, the distillation technique and some other techniques that they use to make the process of creating an AI model way more efficient and way more cost effective. And that was my gripe with a lot of AI models in before this, is that they're expensive. And you know, I want it to be an inclusive thing to where we're it's accessible to everyone, right? You shouldn't not have access to good AI because you don't have the money to pay for it. You know what I mean? That's like that's how I feel about internet connections too. That's a utility to me in today's society. Like, it should be a utility. But through any event, that was my thing on AI. But I'm okay with it because it's going to bring the cost of other models down, and that's the biggest thing. And that's why I'm okay with DeepSeek right now, because for all its negatives, and it has many, just its mere presence in the market demands that, okay, if we can do it for this amount of money, you're overcharging for your models if you're charging $200 per subscription. I mean, that's still going to be a thing, right, for OpenAI and other companies, but it's just becoming a thing to where it's going to level the playing field, it's going to bring the cost of these models down, just the mere presence of a cheaper option. So and because of this DeepSeek model, there's tons of other models that are going to be coming out using the same distillation process that it used to train its model to make it more quick, or to make the process a lot more quicker. So that was the thing there. We had DeepSeek versus R1, or DeepSeek R1 versus Quinn 2.5, which Quinn is Alibaba's model. And I brought this story up, and let's take a look at this. So let's pull up DeepSeek here. So I brought up that model because Alibaba said that it made its model for cheaper than the DeepSeek crew made theirs, and at a quicker pace. So it's getting cheaper. Like, the AI models are just getting cheaper. And for all intents and purposes, we looked at the graphs for the Quinn 2.5 models, and they were on par and beating the R1 models from DeepSeek in a lot of categories. So we brought that up. We showed that. And if you want to see more about that, that's in Monday's show. So you can check that out there. What else we got here? We have, let's see here. We got the Samsung XR. So we talked about Samsung XR, and that's their goggles for VR / AR. There wasn't much to go on with that, because I really thought there was a pricing situation, but we were catfished. We were catfished by Clickbait Monday. So we didn't really get to see real pricing or anything, or release dates for the XR, which is what I was hoping we would see, because that's what the headline read. Like I said, we got catfished. OpenAI Deep Research. I thought it was weird that OpenAI named their Deep Research. Let's go to check this out. I thought it was weird that OpenAI named their Deep Research model Deep Research, seeing how Google's Deep Research model is called Deep Research. Someone brought up the thing that both of them use Deep Research because it starts with a D and an R for doctor. I'm like, there's so many things that start with a D and an R. You did not have to use Deep Research. That could have been anything. But regardless, oh boy, I didn't even switch over. But regardless, Deep Research from OpenAI. So Yeah, that was a thing, and I was just like, this is the same. After using the tool, I think I used it on live. So we did use this tool on live, not this particular tool because you need $200 to use this particular tool. I used Gemini or Google's Gemini version of this tool, which is called Deep Research, and it did some things that I didn't expect initially when I used it, which I thought we needed an agent to search queries on through the browser. So basically, what we did was we had the AI search the web for us to look for stats on Boox eInk tablets, and we asked it to put those stats in a table for us so we can see which device used a the backplane technology. We were trying to figure out which device used the new backplane technology. So we were using AI to find that, and it did give us a table of all of their current tablets, and basically it gave us a yes or a no whether that had the new backplane technology, and it explained the new backplane technology and all of that, which is very cool. Like I said, I didn't initially anticipate it being able to do that. I thought it was some other kind of model, but it does essentially what OpenAI's operator model does as well. So it's kind of an agent in and of itself, Deep Research, that they're using alongside the operator agent. But like I said, Google's Deep Research does both. It does the deep research that OpenAI's model does, and it also does the operator functions from the operator agent from OpenAI. So Google's Deep Research does both of those things, and I was just surprised to see that it does that. And if you're wondering, I didn't go over pricing for Google's Gemini, but it's $20 subscription for that versus the $200 you would be charged to go through OpenAI. But again, these tools are on other models too that are totally free. DeepSeek has models that do the same thing. They have a chain of thought model that kind of does similar things to Deep Research. So these things are getting cheap. So you don't really have to pay for these. I pay for Google because I'm hoping that at some point Google they have all of my information. They've been collecting it for decades. And when I say decades, I literally mean decades on me. So I'm hoping at some point the AI will be able to do something with over 20 something years of data they've collected on me. That's the hope anyway. If not, I'm taking my data somewhere else. 100%. All right, so that was what we did on Monday. Let me see if there's anything else we did on Monday. That was it. That's all we did on Monday. So let's go ahead and go to Wednesday's show. Like again, we're doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday shows now, and we'll do the Saturday wrap-ups at 7 p.m. The weekday shows are going to be at 10 a.m. We might be changing that though. That might be changing to a later time to see if we can capture more people, or if more people would like it at that time, because we have different subscribers now than what we had when we first made that time. So I'm gonna put a post out Monday. I was supposed to get it out this weekend. I might have it out this weekend. So Monday we'll have some kind of idea of where we're going with the weekday shows. All right. So anyway, let's go ahead and go to Wednesday's show here. Wednesday's show, that's when we talked about OK versus OK. That was the OK versus OK show. Good show. I started off with some random who cares knowledge, but it was good stuff. If you want to see that, go check out Wednesday's show. It's right at the top. You can't miss it. I do ramble. I ran a lot. But this one's at the top, so you can't miss it. Samsung S24, best sales since 2019. I thought that was impressive. And until I thought, it's probably their best phone. It sold the best. I see most people using that phone. If you have an S24, you're going to be good for a while. That phone's excellent. And that's evidenced by this story that I brought up on Wednesday, where Samsung had the best sales for the S24 since they released the phone in 2019. I'm not sure what that phone was. Let's take a look and see what they released in 2019. Samsung Galaxy released in 2019. What was that phone? Let's see what that was. Oh, not 2119. Oh, just 2019, my guy. So that was the Galaxy S10 series. All right, so the S25 was the best-selling phone since the S10 series from Samsung. So I thought that was interesting. Just because it's one of those phones it's everywhere now. And it makes sense that it's everywhere now because it's their best-selling phone in the last 5 years. So it would be that way. OpenAI's Deep. Oh, is this Wednesday show? Oh, it is. OpenAI's deep research. We talked about that more on Wednesday, and I did talk about deep research of the live test. That was Wednesday, not Monday. So we did the test Wednesday. If you want to see that test we did, that was kind of an interesting test. So go check that out on Wednesday's show. We talked about the eInk Center. I did a video on the eInk Center. I released that this week, or over the week, Tuesday, I think it was. Yeah, Tuesday. Good video. Needs correcting. There are some corrections that need to be made. I think I went in and talked about corrections on Friday, so we'll get to the corrections on Friday's show. It needs to be corrected. There are two things that I made a mistake on in that video. One was the fact that, you know what? We'll cover that when we get to Friday's show. But yeah, that was a thing. Minimal phone. So we talked about the minimal phone, the fact that it's actually shipping to Kickstarters or Kickstarter backers. So I thought that was impressive. It's just another e-ink device on the market, and I think that's always good. Like people are taking chances on e-ink devices, and this is one of those things. A 75-inch e-ink Kaleido 3 display. I thought that was interesting too. 75-inch. And what I thought was interesting about that was that it was a Kaleido 3 display, so it's a color ink display. And we don't see it here. But yeah, so that was, I want to pull a picture of that up. Yeah, we do see it here. Okay, here we go. I thought this was pretty impressive to see a Kaleido 3 screen that big. I'm looking forward to the 13-inch Kaleido 3 screens. That's what I'm looking forward to. I think I'll jump on one of those if and when they do release those. So that should be pretty interesting. What else we got here? So we have Wired's best digital notebook and smart pens. Like, who cares? Wired doesn't know e-ink. That was evident. We looked at that. I think what threw us off was the fact that they had the Note Air 3C in the lineup instead of the 4C. And this is an article that was released 2 days before we talked about it. So there's no excuse for them not knowing that there was a newer model on the market and put that model in your article, not the old one that's been out for over a year. That's crazy. Anyway, we discarded that. We was like, that doesn't make sense to us at all. So, but if you want to see any of that and expand on that a little bit, then go check out Wednesday's show. It's there for you. All right, what else we got here? Let's go ahead and check out Friday's show. Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and check out Friday's show. Yeah. All right, on Friday, that was an hour and a half. That was a short show for us. So Friday we went over corrections. And that's what I was talking about, the corrections for the eInk Center. And so one of those corrections was the fact that in the normal refresh mode and in the, there's a more pristine mode. Oh, what is it called? Now I got to bring it out. Now I got to bring out the Note Air 4C just to look at that. All right, so there's the, nope, that's not going to do it. That will do it. Let's take a look at this. Oh, that's not up? Okay, good. We're going to turn that on. We got to turn that on. Oh, there we go. All right, there we go. I can't believe I didn't have that on already. Perfect. Oh, that's not right. That's not right at all. That's right. Okay, there we go. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look here. All right, Regal. So it was Regal mode here that I didn't realize that the normal mode settings that we went into for normal mode, they affect Regal mode as well. And I made the mistake of saying they don't affect Regal mode, but they do, normal and Regal mode. But I pinned all of the corrections to the top of that video. So anyone that looks at that video should see the corrections pinned at the top there. So let's go ahead and move on. We have, oh, I'm sorry, one more correction on that video. So the other correction on that video was the fact that I thought that there were no apps that use some of the web page settings, because I tried all of the apps that I use and all the web pages that I go to, and it didn't work in any of those. But clearly I didn't test every app. or web page. But apparently Feedly works with those web settings. That's also pinned at the top of the video for anyone who happens to go and look at the video. All the corrections will be pinned at the top there. We have how far should tech go into politics? We were talking about the Supernote tariff news. Like they're raising the prices of their devices because of tariffs, and it's a fine line talking about technology and politics right now. It's a very weird landscape, and it's hard to talk about tech pricing and tech regionally when this is going on. It's hard to talk about it without that being kind of a topic as well. So we were talking about how far to go. Like, I don't want to touch politics at all. Like, that's not my thing. But I want to touch on the things that affect politics. Like in that particular story, I brought up one of the laws that is affecting the tariffs, just to bring some understanding to where these things came from. But yeah, so that's a fine line. We talked about that. If you're interested in that conversation, Friday show. Supernote news. We talked about the Supernote update. So I'm going to talk more about that Supernote update on Monday's show after I get a chance to go through the update. But there are some very cool things in that update that I think were important. And I touched on some of them, but I haven't gone through it like I want to. So we'll do that Monday. The Big Me Highbreak Pro. Interested in that. I'm interested in any eInk phone, just like the rest of us are. But I wanted to have a Wacom layer to write on. That should be one of those things that it should just have, but they don't. Oh, there we go. But they don't. But yeah, the Big Me Highbreak, a super exciting phone. A lot of people are waiting for this phone, so I'm looking forward to people doing their reviews on it, and so I can get more information on it and talk about it because I'm super interested in it. But there's nothing here for me unless it has a stylus. So. That's my thing. eInk Corp partners with MIT Solve. So eInk has a mission to they're on a mission to improve the world through their technology. And this initiative is just one of those things that we talked about. The MIT the MIT Solve initiative, where they take young engineers and they give them a task and say, hey, can you use this technology to solve one of the world's problems, right? And they basically give them a certain amount of time to come up with whatever they're going to come up with. And the winner of that contest essentially gets a $300,000 grant. So if you want to know more about that, that was just an example of eInk or just any company putting their money where their mouth is. And I really appreciated that. So I wanted to bring that to the forefront. Instagram pause feature. We didn't talk about that, I don't think, but that's on here. They're testing a pause feature for Instagram Reels. This is just in response to TikTok being banned. They're just using TikTok features now. They're just taking all of whatever they can from TikTok that they thought were useful, and they're putting into their app, which makes sense. Apple's new app invites. We talked about that on Friday's show. Not a lot of information there. Just about they have a new app. The biggest thing for that was that you can create playlists and share those with people in a meaningful way, and have people not just share them, but have people add to that playlist. So I'm big on music. Max, how's it going from NJ? I'm not far from Jersey, as you know, being in Philly. So how you doing, Max? Thanks for joining us. But yeah, so that was one of the stories that we covered through the week, was just about the Invites app. And I thought that was big just because, like I said, the music feature possibilities. If Apple does it, you can guarantee other companies are going to do it as well. So we can see at least some of these features coming to other platforms where you don't have to have an iPhone or a Apple account to take advantage of it. I can definitely see this coming to Spotify or Google's music app or something like that. You know what I mean? So I can definitely see this being used elsewhere, and it should be. It's a very good feature. DeepSeek suspends API usage. So everyone's jumping on DeepSeek. A lot of API calls for people that are creating their own models using DeepSeek. I couldn't have anticipated this. They weren't ready for the flood of people using their service. So anyway, they suspended API usage, and I'm not sure if that's back up, but I'll do more research on that on Monday to see where we are on that DeepSeek suspension process. let's go to the chat real quick. We got Max says flight canceled so just in a hotel for the night. Aw, that sucks, dude. So you're coming through. I knew you weren't from New Jersey, so it was kind of weird to see in New Jersey. But regardless, you're in my neck of the woods. You're in my neck of the woods. If you're here tomorrow, it's going to be a madhouse. Win or lose, Philadelphia is going to go crazy. Regardless if they win or lose the Super Bowl, this city is going to be in shambles. They're greasing the poles right now. And if you guys don't know, like in Philadelphia, whenever the sports teams play, people climb on poles. So they're like climbing on streetlight poles, sign poles. So in Philadelphia, just so there's not a lot of destruction going on, people are like, the authorities here grease up the poles so people can't climb up them. So they've greased the poles already. Poles are greased, but it's going to be mayhem here tomorrow, no matter what happens. Amazon boarded up their warehouse. They were like, we don't care what happens, win, lose, or draw. The city's going to shambles. Han says it's snowing pretty good in central PA. Absolutely. We're getting some freezing rain here pretty soon. If it hasn't started already, I think it has started already. 6 in the morning, it's going to be crazy, they said. So, yeah, it's going to... They don't care in Philly. I'm saying they. I'm here now. We don't care in Philly. I won't be out there. You can guarantee it. But I'm anticipating the city being in shambles. All right. What else did we cover? We got Google Gemini 2.0 now free to the public. So we talked about Google Gemini. I use Gemini a lot. I use all of the models, though, except for OpenAI's paid tier. I don't use their paid tier, but I use their models. So I use all of these models just to test them out to see who's good, who can do what. I didn't know that 2.0 was free. So 2.0 for Gemini is free now, which is a pretty good model. It's a really good model. Free to the public, especially if you want like advanced reasoning models, math, coding, things like that. This is going to be a good model for that. And that's it. That's what we covered during the week. We got any eInk questions? Any eInk topics we need to talk about? I looked through the news. There's nothing like popping off in the eInk space right now. We can dive over to Reddit though. We can dive on to Reddit. With the reduced number of shows during the week, we getting through the weekend review pretty quickly. It's only 30 minutes in, and we've already done the weekend review. But what do we got on Reddit though? So we're hanging out for half an hour, just having a conversation. But we'll talk about some stories until someone has a question or those are a topic that they want to talk about. About Manta, any obvious issues that require fixing by Supernote, and this is on Reddit. Let's take a look at this. I think this is interesting just because I want to see what the comments say. I wanted to avoid buying a Manta too early in case there is some incremental hardware improvements required by Supernote. For the users who have been using Manta for a while, do you notice any design issues? I know there were squeaky issues with Nomad in the early days. I heard the ghosting is much worse on the Manta, but not sure if that is more of a software fix or something else. I think that's hardware. I definitely think it's hardware. I know people don't like the location of the pin loop. Absolutely correct. I think I'm okay with that. I'm not sure how to avoid that if you want to use the pin with a cap. There's lots of ways to avoid this. I should put some time to that too. It's just so many things going on. I really wanted to come up with something like that because that would be an easy fix, but lots of things happening. The fix is one. The fix is one. Do not use the pin loop at all. 2, use the push-up pin. Yeah, I opted to not use the pin loop. I took it off. Anyway, nothing against, let's see what, already, they get popping already in Reddit. Nothing against you, OP, but I'm over the ghosting conversation. Let's see why. Because that's my biggest problem with a lot of these new eInk screens. Supernote has a manual refresh gesture. Almost no one else has it. Almost no one else has it. Okay, I dig that. I dig that. I dig that because they're right. The Boox platform is the only other platform that has a manual refresh. No, that's lies. That's lies. Because the Pinstar has a manual refresh. The Boox platform has a manual refresh. Supernote has a manual refresh. Remarkable, I think, is the only one of the big three that doesn't have a manual refresh. So, yeah, not most. Some don't. So that wouldn't be a plus. So that's an all cap right there. For context, notice that said, and to answer your question directly, something to keep in mind is that the screen can warp maybe a bit if you're not careful with temperature shifts. I've never heard that. Why would temperature shifts warp the screen? Yeah, I'm confused. For context, my A5X has a gentle wave in it. I don't notice when I write, but I definitely feel when gesturing to switch pages. The Nomad won't have this issue as the screen is glass. Oh, I guess they're saying the plastic will bend, but yeah, but I don't think that's due to temperature shifts though. I think that's due to just plastic will keep its shape if it's bent consistently in a certain area. I think that's kind of what that issue might be about. Just something to think about. They aren't going to change that either. It's one of the selling points about its durability. True. I don't have any problems with the hardware other than the ghosting, right? But like I can't hold that against them because that's not even that's not a Supernote problem. That's an eInk problem in my opinion. So yeah, no problems for me with this. I'm good to go with that. All right, what else we got here? Buying a used A5X instead of Manta. Okay, why? I ordered a Nomad earlier this week, not yet shipped to start with, figuring I'd get a Manta later this year if I actually use the thing. One for desk, one in purse. Someone locally has a used A5X for $365 with canvas, folio, and push pin. Should I take a look at it or wait to buy the Manta later? If you can buy A5X for a decent price, the software is the same. I mean, the only thing you're getting different with this newer device is a speed bump because the processor I think is faster and a new design. Like other than that, you're not getting anything new in my opinion. If I had bought the A5X, I might not have bought the Mana, honestly. But that's just me. All right, what else we got here? Feature suggestion notebooks. What do we got here? Oh, that's not anything interesting. Man, so Reddit's not got anything interesting either. I thought Reddit would have some controversy or something. What do we got here? Scratch from Eraser. Who is this? And what is this? Oh, I can see that scratch though. And it looks like the Remarkable Paper Pro, maybe? No, I'm sorry. That is like black ink, so that wouldn't be the Remarkable Paper Pro. What device is this? I got a small scratch when using the eraser on the back of the pen. Oh, this is the Viwoods. And saw someone else had a similar problem on this subreddit. Love the device, just posting as a warning that erasing with the back of the pen does risk a scratch. That's crazy. That's why I want the back of the pen to be like the soft material that feels like an eraser. I mean, not that I have a problem with the hard plastic on it. I mean, I've never had an issue with it. I haven't scratched my Viwood screen with it. But I don't use the eraser like that either because of how it feels. So that's another thing. So maybe I'm saving myself a hassle by not using that eraser on the Viwoods. Yeah, I think that's what that. I think that's what I'm doing right there. What do we get here? There ain't nothing else interesting. Can you search handwritten text? Yes, you can. And Remarkable? Let's see. I bought a Remarkable 2 and love it, but the issues that I really want to be able to search my handwritten notes. Can you search handwritten text Viwood's AI line directly, or do you need to convert it to type notes first? I think these got to be converted, right? To search for Viwoods, you got to convert it first. Like even the devices where you search by just your handwriting, it's searching because it converted it in the background, right? And I think if I'm getting that right, all of them need to convert it first, whether you convert it yourself or whether it converts it in the background and then gives you the option to search. It's being converted some way. Max says, I was traveling in Europe, so not much on Reddit, but I think I saw a post about a beta firmware for Manta feature and refresh. I think, yeah, that's the update I was talking about earlier. I downloaded it Friday. We talked about it on Friday's show, but I didn't have a chance to get into it, and I still haven't. So that's what I'm going to do this weekend. So maybe tonight and tomorrow I'll be diving into that during the game. But yeah, so that's one of the things I'm going to look into, and I think that the refresh. We talked about that on Friday's show. My problem, I think, with the refresh was that they didn't have a timer there. I feel like we'll talk about it on Monday. We'll talk about it more on Monday. I feel like they should have had a timer on. This looks so weird. I'm not good with hats. I feel like they should have had a timer, or if not a timer, some kind of count that would manually do it, because there's no criteria. It's just do you want the system to refresh automatically? Yes or no? Yes. Well, they don't tell you the criteria that they're going by to do the auto refresh, and that's my problem with it. So maybe we can talk about that Monday. We will talk about that Monday. That'll be the Monday show. Yeah, there's definitely nothing on Reddit. And like I've gotten to the weekend review. I'm not even gonna hold the show, you guys. I'm not even gonna hold the show. Typically we would go for about an hour. It's been about a 40-minute show today. But like I said, 2 days are missing throughout the week for lives. So this may be. I'm gonna try to do more stuff maybe on the weekend show to extend it to that hour. Because definitely weekend review is not covering it. And I thought Reddit would save us. Reddit usually saves us, but there's no news that happened yesterday or today, and Reddit is not surprising us with drama. So Reddit is surprisingly drama-free today. Why would they have a drama-free today when I need drama? I need something to go on. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and end the show here, everyone. But thank you all for joining me this evening. Again, live show Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We talk about tech. We talk about eInk. We talk about all kinds of stuff. We talk about just random things sometimes. So you never know what you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates. So join us Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. to kind of whenever, typically around noonish, maybe 11. It's just a matter of how long we go, who's in the chat, and what we're talking about. So consider joining us for that kind of show, and consider joining me again here next Saturday for another week in review. And like I said, Saturday we're gonna add some other things into it to make this thing extend for that hour, maybe even beyond. So again, thank everyone for joining me. Thank you to all the members. Thank you for everyone who watches live. Thanks for everyone who watches the replay. Thanks for everyone who subscribed. Thanks for everyone who liked. If you're in here right now, go ahead and throw the like up there. It doesn't hurt. It only helps. The likes only help. And what else? That's it. So thank you guys, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Yeah, root for your favorite team tomorrow. Go Birds, and until Monday, take care, everyone.